Yo guys, and welcome to a new video. Today I will be talking about Alien Earth episodes 1 and 2. Alright, so after an incredibly long wait, we can finally grace our eyes upon the first two episodes of Alien Earth. I have to say, I am a big fan of the Alien franchise. I love most of the movies. I don't love every single one of them, but I mainly love the first two, and I also deeply love the latest edition, Alien Romulus, which was a movie that was in my top 10 of the best movies of last year, and it still is rightfully deserving of that place. So I was, of course, incredibly hyped to know that there was a show with aliens centered on Earth. It's something I always wanted. It's something we also have had in the past before, but it wasn't really that big or it wasn't really that good. So I wanted an actual really good show with aliens on the planet Earth. And in this first two episodes, I have to say I was happy with what I got, but we don't have a lot of aliens on Earth yet. But if you haven't seen the show yet, go watch the two episodes, then come back, because I will talk about spoilers, because I will talk about the things that happen in the show, of course. And I have to say, I'm optimistic for what the show will offer. I am skeptical but also optimistic on most of these things. Let's first say the best thing about it. The aliens and the entire set of creatures that they have, the 5 creatures, the 5 specimens that they have, they are all awesome. They're all horrifying, and I love every single one of them, especially the alien, of course, and I love what they did with him. I did have a feeling that they nerfed him down a little bit. I have a feeling that he wasn't as strong as we have seen them before, which was interesting, which is something I hope they will get back up in the rest of the season, where these things will get increasingly haunting and increasingly scary, because right now he kind of felt easy being dealt with. That's just my opinion. I have no idea what that will bring. But I loved every single creature design. I love almost all the humans being included in this season. And that's saying something, because most of the time humans in these movies, with this one or the Predators, are always the annoying part. For now, they are not, and they actually have some interesting gimmicks going on in that. And most of the things I love about the human inclusion is the inclusion of the corporate entities and of Weyland-Yutani and of course of Prodigy being the new one. I loved how within the show, with a bigger runtime of a show, you can actually focus more on these things, as they are a focal point of the Alien franchise. They've always been in there. It was always about politics. It was always about stuff like that. It wasn't the foreground, but now they can make it the foreground, and I'm happy that they give it the explanation it needs. I'm happy that they give it the time that it needs, that we can finally have some more of that entity of the Alien franchise with us, so we can know more of what happens behind the scenes of the Alien and Aliens movies, for example. So we know what goes on planet Earth and on the surrounding area of planet Earth, like they were talking about studying on planet Mars and stuff like that, and about what happened on the moon and stuff like that, and I love that, and I love that inclusion. Does it hold up? Yes, but I am also skeptical that if they keep this kind of the same thing, that it will bore out and it will not make it to the end of the season with that interesting range. So I hope that they do a lot with it, especially with what they set up between the Prodigy and Weyland-Yutani, with who gets to hold custody over the crash site, which was an incredible scene, and I loved that scene very much. And of course, if we talk about human characters, we have to talk about the synthetics, not the androids, but the synthetics, the children who turned into adult human beings by transferring their spirit and their soul to the new thing. Not their soul exactly, because they can't feel a thing, but they kind of can immediately, so that's going to be interesting. But I liked that. Whenever it first started happening, I was a bit skeptical on it, like, okay, why are we going to do that? But it feels perfectly in place in the Alien franchise. Probably they have already done it in the future, because this show is playing in the past. I have no idea when the original Alien or Aliens or all the other movies are taking place, but I've heard this one was some kind of prequel, maybe not to the first one or to the second one, but definitely to one of these movies. So I'm excited to see where that will go. Makes that me hyped for everything that's going on in the season? Yeah, but also I am still a bit skeptical because I did feel with these two episodes that they went on for a little bit too long to my tasting. I like 1 hour episodes, but mainly it could have been because I'm still jet lagged as fucked from coming back from America, and I'm incredibly jet lagged. So maybe it was because of that, but I had difficulties keeping my interest for the entire hour. So I hope when am not jet lagged again, or not jet lagged anymore, and these other episodes come out, they will keep the interest high up, because I have a feeling for now that the show will have some difficulties keeping that momentum, keeping that pace, keeping that interest for the entire 7 other weeks that the show will run for, with only 1 episode coming each week. That's going to be interesting. I do have a feeling that the show will be good at that, because of course we are at the start of a show and we have to do the build up of everything, and that's why I love that they included 2 episodes instead of just 1. And I have a feeling that the show will get absolutely bonkers when the future comes for the show. So yes, I for one am incredibly excited to see more of this chapter of the aliens on Earth. I do hope we get a lot more of that, and hopefully also a lot more aliens. I loved how written in the nature of the franchise this is. It doesn't feel out of place. It doesn't feel like a completely different genre. It still feels haunting. It still feels action-packed. It still feels as exhilarating as the original Alien or Aliens or Alien Romulus was. It's just more drawn out because it's a series, of course, and I am excited to see where this might go. What did you think of these 2 first episodes? Please let me know in the comments down below, because I'm really excited to hear your opinion on this franchise, and I want to thank you for watching, and I would like to see you in my next video. Tomorrow I will talk about Eyes of Wakanda, and next week I will be back with a 3rd episode of Alien Earth. Alright, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.